on there, you won't be on there unless you, for some reason, decide to unmute and say something, and then you will be on there. Wow, I just moved back a little bit closer to the gong, and the gong looks huge now. I always looked at it on YouTube and I was like, it doesn't look very big, but just sitting a little bit closer. Okay. So we are here for the full moon in Libra, which is unique this year because we have 2 new moons in Aries. We already had 1 new moon of Aries, which was basically the day after the equinox. And we'll have another new moon in Aries at 29 degrees in a couple weeks. And that one is a solar eclipse. It's not visible from the United States, but I think it is visible from the other side of the world. So it's unique because we usually only get one of each, one full moon and this, one new moon and that. But this time we get 2 new moons and this full moon centered in the middle of it, this full moon in Libra in the center of it. And Aries is all about this kind of burst of energy, this energy of just like innocently running after, chasing after whatever it is you love. Like there is no separation between you and what you love and what you're doing. It's all the same thing with Aries. It's just bam, hi, I'm here. I'm doing the thing that I love. It's just happening. There's no lack of self-confidence, right? It's pure self-confidence, pure courage, just moving forward with whatever it is you love. So I really encourage you, if you didn't use this last new moon that was right by the spring equinox, to use the next new moon to really set intentions for your year. This is a very, very powerful time of year. It's a transitional time, and it's a time when it's the beginning of a new astrological year. And so it's a really great time to say, this is where I'm going to go in this next year cycle. This is what I'm going to bring more into my life. And you first have to have the courage to ask. A lot of times we've just gotten okay with whatever is going on and we're like, no, I'm fine with this. But we all have something that we want a little bit more of. And an intention, setting an intention is an opportunity to really say, this is what I really want, to ask for it. And what's really amazing about the way the world works is sometimes when you just get the courage to ask for it, it shows up. It might not show up in the way that you originally thought, but it'll show up in a way. The full moons are an opportunity for us to clear, to let go, to reach a pinnacle. So you set an intention on the new moon. By the time we get to the full moon, you've realized what's in the way of that intention. You've realized what's kind of not working, what needs to change what needs to clear so that intention can come to fruition. It can come to its pinnacle. It's also a time when we celebrate things that have reached their pinnacle, things that we have succeeded in. When we celebrate where we have been shown new light. So Aries is all about the self, the individual self, agency of the self. Libra is about balance and very much about relationship and relating to others. This full moon in Libra is a very, very powerful time for us to release the pain, the hurt, the anguish, what's the word I'm looking for? What we're still holding on to from past relationships. It's a time when we are really able to clear whatever the body is still holding on to from the past. And I say that because full moons are always an opportunity for clearing. They're always an opportunity for release. They're always an opportunity for us to let go. It's an opportunity when the moon is our most intimate self, right? It's the aspect that's closest to us. in the universe is the moon. So it really represents our emotions, what's most intimate to us. And now all of that is lit up. So sometimes the emotions and what we've been hiding, what has been hidden, what's been not unclear to us, now is seen. And this full moon is even more of an opportunity for us to see into these past emotions, because the sun has Jupiter on one side in this full moon and has Chiron on the other side. So Jupiter is this beautiful teacher, this beautiful spiritual teacher. It gives us the opportunity to learn lessons. It gives us good fortune. And then Chiron is the wounded healer. And what Chiron usually points to is where in our childhood, where in when we were growing up, did we get hurt? Where did we really get stung? Where were we unconfident in ourselves? Where did pain occur in the past? Where are our wounds? And based on your chart, that can be in many different places, many different aspects of your life. Could be you have wounds speaking up for yourself. Could be you have wounds in creating something for yourself. Could be you have wounds in relationships or in work, in your career, and believing in yourself in that way. But what Chiron teaches us is the places where we have the most challenge, the places where we're hurt, the places where we're wounded, just like when you break the bone, the part of the bone that the part of the bone that breaks ends up becoming the strongest part of the bone. It's the same thing with our personalities. The part of us that gets hurt ultimately gets to be this, can be the strongest part of ourselves. So Chiron is the wounded healer. It's the wounds, but it's also the part of you that then heals and can teach and can share and can show others, hey, you know, I used to have a really hard time with this, but this is how I overcame it. If you're just naturally good at something, you're not very good at teaching other people. Right? If you're just naturally do something, you're like, well, I can't really tell you how to do that because I don't know. I just was built this way. This is how I show up. So when the places where we really struggle, the places where we've had to overcome something, where it just hasn't come naturally to us, those are the places that we can actually show someone else. We can teach someone else how to do that. And especially in this full moon, I'm feeling this energy of wounds of the past, especially in childhood. But you know, those things show up again, they reoccur. We find them in a relationship, we find them in something else later on. And the wisdom and the growth that comes from that pain and that suffering. We develop gifts based on those challenging points in our lives. We develop certain skills based on those challenging points in our lives. And this is an opportunity, this full moon is an opportunity for us to release some of the hurt, but keep the gift. Let go, forgive if you need to forgive, reconcile if you need to reconcile. And that doesn't have to necessarily, if someone's hurt you in the past, it doesn't mean that you necessarily have to talk to them, right? It might mean that you just write it down, because really it's for you. The forgiveness is for you. So you forgive them and yourself. You do that. Maybe it requires an actual reconciliation with the person, but you have the opportunity to do the work to let go of whatever has happened in the past, leave the past in the past, and then really claim what you've gained. What wisdom have you gained? Sometimes the people that are against us, that we think are our enemies, that are hurting us, end up being our greatest teachers, because they're pushing us, they're forcing us to look at something or experience something that we wanted otherwise. Now, I'm not encouraging you to hurt people and then tell them, oh, I'm doing something good for you. I'm not encouraging you to be around people who are hurting you all the time. But in our subconscious, we end up attracting these people, we end up attracting these situations. And hopefully what we can do is learn and we can grow from it. And then once we've learned and grown from it, once we've learned that lesson, we don't choose that lesson again. We pick another lesson. We pick another place of growth. So this full moon is a very, very powerful one. And you might be experiencing certain memories coming back, certain emotions coming back, certain experiences that you thought were behind you coming to the surface. I've been having like memories and things that are way in the past, just like popping back. And I'm like, oh yeah, like that wasn't funny. That was trauma. That situation was very traumatic, actually. I remembered when I traveled in India like 11 years ago. I was traveling and there was like a pack of maybe 4, 5, 6-year-olds that came and started to attack me, like started to like try to take my stuff and like and I was like, I can look back and I laugh at a certain point, but that was freaking traumatic. Like, what do you do when you're an adult and there's like literal kids attacking you? You can't punch them. Like, what you just have to be like, eventually the shopkeeper saved me. But, these places of like interpersonal, where there's something interpersonal that is still kind of in the being. A lot of times we resolve the thing in our head. We go, oh, I can move on. I'm over it. I'm done, right? The head, things move very quickly up here. But the body, to quote the book, the body keeps the score. The body still remembers. The body and the emotions still might hold on to that. And until we kind of process it in a somatic way, we find ourselves attracted to these same situations. We find ourselves attracted to these same people until it can be healed. That's really what the body wants to do. It wants to be healed. It wants to have a resolution. So what we're going to do today is we're going to do a meditation for clearing the emotions of the past. It's a very simple meditation. It's a very regulating meditation. And what I always recommend is that you find a practice that really helps you to self-regulate. And a lot of times these breath practices, especially where we're following a certain rhythm, helps the body to super regulate itself so that that you can come back into a strong, grounded place, a place of ease within yourself, a place of peace within yourself. That's kind of like the first step, is like developing that skill of self-regulation. Then what you can do is when these things come up, you can go into them. Because you have a solid foundation of self-regulation, you can go into the pain of the past. You can go into the hurt of the past. You can help move that stuff because you know that at the end of the day, I can bring myself back to center. I can find myself. I can regulate myself to find safety within my own body after I've gone into this more intense experience. That skill of self-regulation is what we need so that we can clear what's happened in the past, so that the body feels safe enough, it feels cared for enough, it feels supported enough to release whatever that is. And some of these events, they're things that may happened with somebody you know. They might be something that just happened to you on the subway, that happened to you walking down the street, that a loud noise that happened. There's it might be even something that you didn't even happen to you in this lifetime. It could be some trauma that you're carrying from your family, from in your line. So the intention of this practice is to help open that up. So we're going to move the body a little bit. We're going to do a practice for the moon to help kind of focus the body. And then we'll do this meditation at the end for clearing the emotions of the past. Sound good? No game? Yeah? Okay, great. So we're going to start by tuning in. It'll help us to kind of find our center. We bring our hands together in prayer pose right at center of the body, which is the center center line between right and left at the center of the body. Center of the body, and that we're in the heart center of our chakra system. Fingers are pointing up towards the ceiling. The thumb is gently touching the heart center. The elbows are out to the side. And then just close your eyes. And maybe there's a particular situation, a particular challenge that you are facing that's maybe come to the surface. Maybe something from the past has been in your dreams, has shown up again. Maybe you want to pick a particular situation to work with, to kind of process in this kriya, in this practice. Doesn't mean that you have to consciously work with it, just or consciously think about it throughout the practice. But it's something that you can kind of bring up at the beginning and let the practice work for you. Let it clear it away. So maybe bring that up now, and then start to deepen your breath. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling deeply through the nose. Take another deep breath in and out. And we're going to tune in with the Adi mantra, Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Take a deep breath in. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Take a nice deep full breath in. Press the palms together, relax the shoulders down the back. And call on whatever support you have, spiritual support, ancestors, any avatars or gods or goddesses that you work with. Through the nose, exhale. Inhale. Just calling on that support beyond your own ego, realizing that you're not in this human experience alone. There is support for you. There is guidance. There is love all around you. Through the nose, exhale. One more time, deep breath in, hold the breath. And exhale, let the hand drop down onto the knees. So you're going to hold onto your knees for this first practice. Simply grab onto the knees, really hold onto them. We're going to bring the chest forward and tilt the pelvis forward. Go over to the right side, round back, come onto the tailbone, go over the left side, and then come forward again. So you're just making nice circles, really seeing that you can get the pelvis to kind of move around with this. So the pelvic bone is making this circle like you're carrying a punch bowl and you're trying to not spill it and you're like trying to find balance and you're circling it around. Good. Find how the breath works with this movement. So maybe every time you come forward, it's your inhale. Maybe every time you come back, it's your inhale. And then the opposite is your exhale. But just find what works for your body and then find some consistency with it so that the breath and the body start to coordinate with each other. Good. Eyes are closed, feeling, sensing what's happening inside of myself. Next time you come forward, start to circle the other direction. Good. Inhale to center. Let the spine grow nice and tall. Take a big breath in. Feel that spine grow a little bit taller, a little bit more space between each vertebrae. Exhale, release. Take a few breaths in and out through the nose. Then we're going to extend the right leg straight. So right leg comes straight out in front of you. Left leg can stay bent. You can have the bottom of the right knee on the thigh of the right leg. Right leg is straight. You're going to inhale your arms up and then exhale, grab somewhere on your right leg where you can still keep your spine tall. You don't want to collapse forward. You want to find a grip on the leg, pull yourself towards the leg while keeping the spine straight. And then we're going to start a breath of fire. So start to pump the breath in and out, in and out through the nose using the navel. So your spine is tall, you're feeling that stretch in the right leg, and you're breathing breath of fire in and out through the nose. Even breath in and out through the nose. Good. Inhale, get a little bit deeper into that right leg. Feel the stretch in the right leg. And then exhale, release, come sitting back up. And we'll switch legs. So now the left leg comes long, the bottom of the right foot comes to the thigh, the right knee bends. Flex those left toes into your face. Inhale your arms up overhead. Exhale, reach forward, grab somewhere on that left leg so you feel a nice big stretch, but still have your spine tall. And then go back to breath of fire. So get a little bit deeper into that stretch for the last 15 seconds. Huge breath in. Find the deepest stretch you can find. Hold for a moment. Exhale, release. Go ahead and come sitting up, cross your legs, find a nice tall posture. I'm gonna bring the left hand to your left side. We're gonna reach the right arm straight up overhead, really reach through the fingers and start to let this stretch just reach the right side so much that you start to bend over to the left. Inhale deeply, really feel the ribs open up. Exhale through center, and then inhale over to the other side. Exhale through center, inhale, stretch. Just getting the body ready for meditation. Opening up the space. And when we get to this breathing meditation, there's lots of space to breathe. especially around the lungs, is where we hold a lot of tension. Fear, grief, anger, emotions that we weren't able to feel in the moment, and we kind of locked it into our breath. Held the breath. Oh gosh, I can't handle this. We held the breath and we squeezed it in. So make some extra space by breathing extra deeply as you stretch. Good. Inhale, reach both arms up overhead. Stretch up. Spread the fingers nice and wide. Reach the arms up, 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 up. Exhale, sweep the arms down to the side. Relax with the hands in the lap. Just close the eyes and notice if there's any more spaciousness. Notice the quality of your breath, the quality of your mind. So we're going to bring the hands into fists. Thumbs are on the outside. We're going to bring the elbows behind you and then just punch, 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 punch right out in front of you. Really start to move the arms. If you want to coordinate the breath with it, coordinate the breath with it. Good. I really want you to do this exercise, especially if you don't want to do this exercise. This will open up the places where your heart is blocked. Yep, let the spine move with it. Good, you got 20 more seconds. I want you to really put everything you got into it.
Just chant. And you start feeling like you
Go
are
on.
pushed to everything.
Keep going, you got it. Last 3, 2, 1. Relax. Relax the arms down. Let the hands drop down onto the thighs. Just close the eyes. Feel this energy buzzing around you. Immediately come into relaxation, into stillness, and just let that energy move around the body. We're going to work with the moon center on both of our hands. So your hands are going to come into fists. The thumbs are going to be on the outside. They're going to start with the hands about 6 inches, or about 12 inches away from each other. So about a foot away from each other. They start with the palms facing down. In a moment, we're going to use the sound HUD. HUD, really using the navel to create the sound, flick the tongue on the roof of the mouth. HUD, 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 HUD. It's HAR, but you flick the tongue and you bring the navel in so much, it sounds like HUD. HUD, 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 HUD. We're going to hit underneath. We're going to hit the, flip the hands and hit the outside of the hands on the pinky side every time we chant HUD. HUD, 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 HUD. Good. Coming back to that original position and then chanting HUD as the hands come together. HUD, 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 HUD. Keep going. Make sure the navel is moving and make sure the tongue is really flicking onto the roof of the mouth. HUD, 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 Hara, 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 Hara. Inhale, keep going. Keep bringing the hands together as you were. Just hold the breath in instead of chanting the mantra. Keep going, exhale. Inhale again deeply. Hold the breath in. Exhale. Inhale. Last time, keep going. And exhale, release. Relax the hands down. Just relax now with the eyes closed. Regular, natural breath in and out through the nose. And then make your way down onto your back. We're going to come down and relax. So come and lay down on your back before the meditation. Getting yourself comfortable on your back. Let your arms come by your side. Keep your legs uncrossed if you can. Legs nice and long. Put the weight of your body on the ground and just relax.
The sky is the azure silver, the sun and moon are the island, the stars are lying scattered crumbs, and the sand before a star lie incense, and the breeze and yet thou hast no feet. I'm enchanted with thy It is the light which lives in every heart, and thy light which illumines every soul. It is only through the Guru's teaching that this light can be shown. Whatever is pleasing to thee, that is the true worship. And my soul yearns for the honey of, and my soul yearns for the honey of thy lotus feet. Night and day I am athirst for thee. I am like that bird who cries, pew, pew, waiting to receive the drop of water, which is the nectar of your kindness, so that I may live in the ecstasy, so that you may live in the ecstasy, so that we may live in the ecstasy of thy name. La 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 la.
Take a nice deep breath in here on your back, feeling your belly up, your chest up. Through the exhale, relaxed. The breath out through the chest, and then squeeze the belly in and up to squeeze the last bit of breath out. And start to move your fingers as you breathe deeply in and out, and move your toes. Circle your hands on your wrists. Circle your feet on your ankles. Make sure you get a nice big stretch in, reaching those arms up overhead, pushing through the arms, pushing through the heels, feeling a nice big full body stretch. And then bring the knees into the chest. One knee comes in and then the other comes in, and give them a little squeeze. Kind of rock on the back here, side to side, and rolling that lower back into the ground. And then go ahead and rock all the way over to the side and come lay on the side. Let your bottom arm become a pillow. Just take a few breaths here on the side. Let the hands support you in coming back up into a seated position. So this meditation is especially useful for dealing with stressful relationships and with past family issues. It addresses phobias, fears, and neuroses. It can remove unsettling thoughts from the past that surface into the present. It takes difficult situations in the present and releases them into the hands of infinity. We're going to work with the breath. We're going to work with a mudra, and we're going to work with a drishti and eye gaze. The mudra is all of the fingertips come together, including the thumbs, but the wrists stay apart. So it's not a prayer pose. You've got just the fingers together, and you've kind of got the fingers in a tent. So the fingers are pointing up. So all the fingers are pointing up, and you hold that a little bit in front of the heart center, in the front of the chest. The eyes are going to look down the sides of the nose at the tip of the nose. So you're not really trying to go cross-eyed. You're just trying to look down the sides of the nose at the tip of the nose and keep that focus. With those, the drishti and the mudra, you're going to start to change your breath. So you're just going to it'll be a 5-second inhale. You can count it as you get started. 5 seconds in. You're going to hold the breath in for 5 seconds, and then you're going to exhale for 5 seconds. So 3-part breath, no holding the breath out, just inhaling for 5 seconds, holding the breath for 5 seconds, exhaling for 5 seconds, and then repeating that pattern. 5 in, 5 holding, 5 out. Try to hold the focus with the eyes, keep the fingertips touching, and just start this breath pattern. A 15-second breath, 5 seconds in, 5 seconds holding, 5 seconds out. complete the cycle of breath you're on with the exhale. After you finish that exhale, allow the hands to relax down, allow the eyes to close and relax. Allow the breath to just be a natural flow in and out through the nose. Whatever you're ready to release, just give it over to the nose. Wow. From the palms. And let the hands come back into prayer pose, elbows out to the side. We'll close with a long set and a short nam. 3 times. Take a deep breath in. Sat Nam. Sat Nam. Sat Nam. And bringing the thumbs up to the third eye and bowing to the support of the sun, of the moon, of this beautiful earth on which we get to live. In gratitude for this life we get to live, we bow. Sana. Beautiful work, everyone. So that practice we did today, none of those aspects are things you have to do on the full moon. Sometimes we do practices that are very specific for the full moon. These are practices you can use, especially that breath. You could just do it for 3-5 minutes a day. If you're feeling stressed out, if you're feeling kind of overwrought with emotions, it's a really good practice to go to. So keep that in your back pocket. You have it now as something to help regulate when you need it. On the theme of clearing and releasing, next Wednesday, right at this time, starting at 5:30 when we started, I start a cleanse with my friend Noel, who's a Ayurvedic physician out of New York City. And we do 2 weeks, some time to ease into the cleanse, and we do 7 days of a mono cleanse, and then we ease out for 3 days. And it is one of the most powerful and potent experiences of yourself, of your spirit, of getting all the distractions out of the way and really finding your core, really finding who you are and what you're doing here and what you care about. It really helps to kind of clear the clutter out of your kitchen. You just make the same thing over and over again. Out of your day, and you really get to cleanse and clear what's no longer serving you in a really powerful way. It's both nourishing and clearing, which is very powerful. It's rare that we get those two things. A lot of times we just get something that clears or we get something that nourishes us, but this does both. So if you're interested in that, let me know. I'll put it in the link. I'll put the link in the description. And thank you for your donations. Thanks for showing up. Thanks for doing your practice. And if you have any questions, I'll stick around.